It's 2019 and I'm on the road. In our last episode I had left my camp at Fletcher Creek and made my way north through Greenvale and found a metal dump to spend the night just past the Lynn Junction. Today I will be making my way to Herberton, where the caravan park is a lot cheaper than in Atherton. At this point, a blatant plug. We're now travelling through country that we covered in detail on our Savannah Way Part 3 Mount Isa to Cairns 2013 video. I've included some clips from that video in this episode, but there are many other places that were covered in the Savannah Way video that I have not included in this episode, including Undara Lava Tubes, Millstream Falls and Ravenshoe. I recommend that you consider watching the Savannah Way set to get a full overview. We now return to the program. Cheeky bastard. It's 9:02, 23rd of May 2019. I'm leaving the metal dump. The truck parked alongside of me came in earlier on this morning, and there's been a few come through actually as the night's gone on. I've had a few visitors. But you don't worry about that sort of thing. Okay. There's a fairly steep hill, well when I say steep, there's a hill leading up to this area here. Incidentally, there's a crater somewhere in there, not too far away to the left. It's all part of the Undara business. This is all volcano country, of course. Yeah, so there's a fairly decent sort of hill coming to that area, and I had allowed a truck to go around me yesterday afternoon because I was looking for somewhere to stop for the night, because there's all this grass on the sides of the road and you just don't know what's beyond. And I actually went past an area that I'd camped in before and I never saw it at all this time, so I was starting to wonder where I was going to be at as time was getting on late yesterday afternoon, and that's interesting. It's actually a parking area in there. And I was following this truck and it wasn't going quick. Most of these trucks sit around the 100 km/h mark, and you sort of tuck in behind them, or they go around you, or you let them go. And I was looking to the point where I was thinking, geez, I'm going to have to pass this guy again. He's really travelling quite steadily. Anyway, he struggled his way up the hill, and as we got to the top of the hill, there was this parking area on the right hand side. It was just perfect, just straight into it. It was beautiful. So that was last night. A big bully on the side of the road. Just munching his way through the grass. Here's some more down here. Cattle on both sides of the road. You don't particularly want to run into one of those if they walk out in front of you. It's overcast. It looks like it might clear up a bit, but it's also a bit chilly this morning as well. Okay, Kennedy turn off is our first objective. I know I've had this turbocharger on this thing since 2009, the beginning of 2009, so it's been nearly 10 years. And we've done another 40 odd thousand kilometres since then. And it just keeps working. I've been setting this thing on the 2400 rev. It's around about 72 to 75, 76 kilometres an hour. And we come to rises, come to slopes, and it just keeps pulling. And that's just locked in on cruise control. Just keeps pulling up the hills. And yeah, there are times when it'll drop back, or then okay, you flick it out and have to use the gearbox, but it doesn't happen all that often. It's definitely I don't begrudge that $4,000 that I spent at all. 4,200 I think it cost me. The old cruiser just keeps going. The motor just keeps working. It's a wonderful old beast. Approaching 538,000 kilometres. Which is only 300,000 miles, but still not bad. And then the other aspect of it, of course, is the fact that it's sat idle for virtually idle for, I don't know, 3 of the last 5 years anyway. It has actually rained along here. There's no evidence back at our camp spot, but there you go. More cattle. I don't know how much of it is due to the tyres and the wheel alignment. But something I've noticed since I put those Kumos on the front is that the steering has tightened up quite considerably. I'm not wandering all over the place, I'm not having to correct. It just feels quite reasonable. Probably better than it has in a long time, in years. Because the tyres I've run with in the past have been the Goodrich and the Bridgestones. I'm going to have to replace the back two sometime in the next few weeks as well. So I'll have to order myself some Kumos in and put them on. But it really has, it does feel good at the moment. Mind you, I also wonder how much of a difference it's made since I pulled the altered the height of the weight distribution system. It's sort of pushed the front wheels into the ground more, so maybe that's part of the thing as well. But it seems to steer pretty well without the caravan on at all as well, so yeah, I'll have to check that out. We're approaching the T-junction from the Kennedy Highway, coming across from Undara, across that way. It's not rain in front of us, it's basically just a fine mist. It's almost like, yeah, sort of like a fog type thing. You would get damp walking around in it, but it's one of those nuisance factors. Inland way straight on, the Savannah way to the left. And now we're starting to get some traffic. Golf Development Road, not the Kennedy. And he did right away over us, as it turned out. And there's a rest stop just there. And caravan is parked in there as well. More things to take note of. So that's about half an hour on from where we stayed last night. Sign just there, drive on the left, obviously for our international tourists. I say I thought this was going to clear up. They did say on the news that it was going to sort of rain in over the coast. This is still in a bit, but certainly got up into the tablelands by the looks of things. The sun is making an attempt to push its way through, and when you look back, it seems to be settled in the valley, so maybe it is just a heavy mist and that's it. There are patches of blue up there. And there it is, sunshine. We've camped on that a couple of times. There are some darker clouds ahead of us though, look at it. Oh well, we've been pretty fortunate overall. I've really only had that one really bad shower we had to drive through, dumping. That was a while back now. We've covered so much country and yet you think, gee whiz, you know, that was a while back, but yeah, look, it was only a week ago when something happened and you think, oh goodness. Haven't spent much time anywhere really. Stop and think about it. Ceduna for a couple of nights and Maitland for a couple of nights. Streaky Bay for a couple of nights. Broken Hill for a few nights. Cobar for a couple. Longreach for a few, and then Winton for about a week. A lot because I've been there before and had a look around. Yes, we've certainly covered some ground. 10 weeks, gee whiz. 10 weeks and 11,000 kilometres. Just looking at those clouds moving across up there, there's a fair breeze up the top there. Starting to get into some reasonable sized hills again now. One of those call points is the Smith Creek Bridge, and tells you no overtaking on the bridge. Just give way. There has to be a reason, surely, why they haven't built the bridges wider. The hill on the right there is called 7 Mile Hill. And the weather's turning against us again. Okay, so we've got the race course on the right hand side of the road, golf club at least. Well, there's a race course here somewhere as well. Races, rodeo, the whole lot, all in there. It's all part of the Mount Garnett precinct. Town site's just a little bit further on. That road goes to a million places, all of which are marked and mileage is noted and all. Little hidden road back there called Jenkins Road, with a truck coming out of it. Welcome to Mount Garnett. Gateway to the tablelands. Mount Garnett is a 3-hour drive from Cairns. It has a population of around 450, with 35% being Aboriginal. Mount Garnett is situated on the traditional lands of the Barbaram peoples. It was built as a mining community in the 19th century, and several minerals can be found in the area, including tin, copper, zinc and garnet. Mining isn't the only industry at Mount Garnett. Some of the best cattle producing properties are in the district. Crops of mangoes, corn and other crops are grown in the nearby Herberton River. Not far from the base of Garnet Hill on the southeast side is Warooma Swamp. This wetland is home to many varieties of birds. Originally, Warooma was a swamp and boasted a water source that never ran dry. Now it is used for a water supply through the township. Fresh water is continually pumped from the Herberton River into Warooma, then pumped out of there into holding tanks for the town supply. Past now's the time to do it, bud. Big Dinner Creek, eh? Ravenshoe Tin to the left of us. Although that didn't look like what was printed on the side of the building, so maybe that was what it used to be. Some of these hills are a bit bigger than what they look. definitely into the hills area, and we're approaching Innott Hot Springs. I'll have to come out and have a look at this one day. Little pamphlet here. Caravan park. These are the hot springs. Heat rising from the water. There's a little light on in water at the moment.
You put your finger in it.
Now, opposed to the thermal springs at Mataranka, that is bloody hot. I just stuck my fingers in it. Oh, that's all right. Oh, I thought to myself. It needs to be pointed out that where we stuck our fingers in the dam, in the water, that was the point where the water actually enters. And in 1991, it was measured at about 71 degrees Celsius. Obviously, as it flows further down, it would cool to a point where you can actually jump in it and enjoy it. Been a bit of bridge work happened here since I was here last time too, by the looks of things. Now there is a campground along here alongside the river, and I think that's where we might pull up and have some lunch, I think, or a break of some sort. It's 11 minutes past 11. Have morning tea at least. Alright, we're Ravenshoe 29, 66 to Herberton. The road to Herberton, Irvine Bank, I believe, is probably dirt. And I don't want to do that. Do I? River Valley Road. No, I'm going to keep going. Apparently have workers ahead, 60 kilometres an hour it tells us. Don't know where they are, but there's the campground just along here. This is where we intend having lunch. Don't know what that 60 kilometre an hour thing's all about, because here we go. Gee whiz, I put it far enough ahead. There we go. Okay, so here we go.
Back to you, single.
As with most of these designated rest areas, Archer River rest area can get overcrowded, but it really is a lovely spot if you can get in here. It's grassed, toilets, and it's right beside the river. Well, it's a cup of tea, a few bickies, a bit of a chat, and we're on our way. It's a fair old climb out of there, that's for sure. Well, Stinger police car. Seen a few police cars cruising along this road. One travelling the same way, couple going the other way. That's this morning. Still you get this intermittent sort of shower stuff. Okay, Ravenshoe, here we come. It's an old army camp in here. This particular area through here. Turn off just up here to Millstream Falls National Park, and the falls are, I believe, supposed to be the widest in Queensland at least. Not sure about Australia, but certainly supposed to be the widest in Queensland, I understand. Well, high crash zone for the next 3.5 kilometres. I suppose if you're going to come and have a crash, this will be as good a place as any to do it. What I was saying about that turbo before, I'm not getting the revs up enough to give it a pull up here at the moment. So really need to sort of get some higher momentum up around the 80 to 90 mark. But even so, we are towing a fair bit of weight. Plus the fact, of course, the vehicle weighs a bit as well, so Ravenshoe. Highest town in Queensland at 920 metres. Turn right to go into town. I missed it. The Herberton 51. We might go down into the town. What the hell? Since I was here last time, there was a car went haywire and ran through a big gas tank, and the whole thing exploded, and there was a cafe and people inside were killed, and yes, wasn't very pleasant. There's a train here that does a trip every week, I think, every Sunday or something. There was a free camp area here. The shop that got blown up was just there on the left, to the left of us there. So she's a busy little joint at the moment, Ravenshoe. And up here is the tallest pub in Australia, it reckons. Queensland's highest pub. Festival Hall. This used to be a timber town. Used to be. Another one of those towns that's sort of reminiscent of Bridgetown in some ways. Herberton 37 down this way. Not a lot of places to pass through here. Just gorgeous countryside though, just gorgeous. This is a little place called Toomelan, and this is where the train comes to, I believe, when it does the run up here, the steam train. Steam railway, there we go. Heavy fog, headlights on for safety. headlights on for safety at all times. Forget the heavy fog bit. The old road winds around a bit for a little while by the looks of things. This is just sensational up here. It's even better on a sunny day. I think it was here when I was here last time. There was a guy from this place was out mowing his verges and edges and generally keeping the place tidy. Fruit shed on the other side of the road. I reckon we're up in the clouds at the moment. Oh, shit. Well and truly. And the road wriggles around a bit from here. Last road in Queensland, elevation whatever it is. There's a T-junction down here, so okay, so I'm not taking any chances going down here, I tell you right now. Great little piece of road, but I prefer to be doing it in the dry rather than wet, that's for sure. Lady, I'm doing 43, that's scary enough. Mind you, I've got 3 tonne pushing me from behind as well, so turn off to Herberton. Okay, here we go. $15. $100, yeah, right. Oh, look at those trees. Nice. Do a sports ground there, rugby. This place is called Wandella or Wandekla? Wandekla. And we're just down the road from Herberton. Okay, welcome to Herberton. Information 1 kilometre. This people is home for next week. At least. And here the fuel gets dearer. 154.9. RV parking, train rides, visitor information, mining museums and walk. Have been here before, but I don't remember much about it. Spy cameras here. Police to the right. It's a very up and down place, that's for sure. There'll be a caravan park somewhere. Okay. If you enjoyed this video, there's over 200 more just like it on this channel. Subscribe and hit the notification bell and we'll let you know when our next video is available. If you liked this video, hit the like button. And if you weren't that impressed, please don't hit the dislike button. Instead, tell us why, so that we can do something about it. Thanks for watching.